Who's that? Commander Claw. Who's bad? Commander Claw. Thank you for clicking on this video. Another episode of Breaking Brews. I'm your host, Commander Claw. This is Teval, the balanced scale from Dragonstorm, Tarkir Dragonstorm, right? This is a precon commander, Sultai Arisen. I think it's going to be awesome just because if you never played Sultai, it's going to go into a lot of Sultai decks because I don't think there's a lot besides Muldrotha, Mimeoplasm. I just don't feel like there's enough Sultai commanders out there that are viable to play. I forgot about Sidisi. CDC's in there. But this is just another one to add to the collection, but I think it's actually way more powerful because it's got infinite combo potential. All you need is like a Grave Crawler and a Phyrexian Altar. What else? You can make infinite mana with that combo, infinite creatures. It goes on and on. But without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce and read the abilities of Teval, the Balance Scale. For 1, black, green, and a blue. Sultai colors, 4/4 body, spirit, dragon, legendary creature. He has flying. Whenever a Teval attacks, mill 3 cards. That's good. Then you may return a land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Gross. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, create a 2/2 black zombie druid creature token. So, right there, you can do a bunch of, it just has a bunch of triggered abilities that you do often in Sultai. It's self-mill. It puts a land from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Any land. So all those fetch lands are included. Then you make 2/2 zombies when cards leave your graveyard. This can happen multiple times. So you're just not limited. So let's get into 5 cards that you should add while you're brewing this commander. So Oversold Cemetery for 1 and a black is one of my favorite cards to just have around on the battlefield because you'll be often surprised how often you can put creatures back into your hand and the creatures that you need. If you're self-milling, this is just an auto-include. So let me read it. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 4 more creature cards in your graveyard, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Easy as that. You're loading your self-milling anyway, and you're loading up your graveyard with creatures or permanents. I'm going to say creatures. And you're going to be able to pull back creatures anyway. Probably the one that you desire for combo potential. Next up, we got Sir Conrad the Grim. This is just another black graveyard staple. It's a way to ping down opponents and deal damage and self-mill. So, Sir Conrad the Grim for 3 and 2 black, 5/4 body, human knight. He says whenever another creature dies, or a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves your graveyard, Sir Conrad the Grim deals 1 damage to each opponent. Tap a 1 and a black. Each player mills cards. Mills a card. Right there. Just an engine himself and a pinger. Great value. Great value. So just know he will be removed if opponents see this going off. All right, so we have Muldrotha the Gravetide. It is a Sultai staple commander, most played, CEDH viable, all of that jazz. But why not add it to Teval? So Muldrotha the Gravetide for 3 black, blue, and a green, 6/6 body, elemental avatar. During each of your turns, you may play a land and cast a permanent spell of each permanent type from your graveyard. So why this is powerful? You get to play every permanent type from your graveyard. So what players usually do is load up their graveyard, and it's literally their library in the graveyard, and you can put whatever combo pieces that you wanted into the game. As easy as that. As easy as that. If you don't know, Sultai is really good at doing this, which is putting their entire library into their graveyard and casting cards from their graveyard to the battlefield. It's like a transfer from library to graveyard. Like it eliminates and it makes the game so much faster for that type of player. Moving on to zombie tribal effects. So here we got Lost Monarch of Infamia for 3 and a black, 4/4 body zombie noble from the Aetherdrift commander set. He has Afflict 3. Whenever the creature becomes blocked, defending player loses 3 life. Other zombies you control have Afflict 3. So all those zombie tokens that you made with Teval, if you decide to go to attack, your opponent may let you get through with 2 damage. If they decide to block, they lose 3 life instead. They're like kamikaze zombies. Next, it says, at the beginning of your second main phase, if a player was dealt combat damage by a zombie this turn, mill 3 cards, then you may return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That's crazy. That's crazy. So you're making a situation for your opponent. If they don't block, they take 2 damage from a zombie, considering it's just a zombie from the Teval, right? But you get to mill 3 cards on your second main phase and return a creature card from a graveyard to your hand. What? So they're better off blocking, letting you lose the zombie and taking 3 damage. But depending on the situation and moment in time, they may not afford to lose 3 damage. Great situation creator for you. So some more zombie commanders for you to deck, build, and brew with. Sidisi, Brood Tyrant for 1 and Sultai colors, 3/3 body, Naga Shaman. She says whenever she enters the battlefield or attacks, mill 3 cards, self-milling again, and it's multiple times when she ETBs and attacks. Then she says whenever 1 or more creature cards are put into your graveyard from your library, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Awesome. So you self-mill, and if you put a creature card in your graveyard, which you can access later if you have some reanimation effects, you also get a 2/2 zombie. Combo potential, sack fodder, blocker, attacker, multiple value engine right here. Next up, we got Sidisi again, Undead Vizier. For 3 and 2 black, 4/6 body, zombie Naga, legendary creature. She has Death Touch, so this is like the dead version of her, right? She says, exploit. When this creature enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a creature. All right, when Sidisi exploits a creature, you may search your library for a card and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. This is good. This is literally a tutor for 5 mana on a 4/6 body, Death Touch, and a sacrifice trigger. So if you need a creature that hit the graveyard, exploit it. Great card, great card. Not bad even if you blink it. And you could do that with blue in your color pip if you add it to Teval, the balance scale. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I love this card right here, Thunder's Velocipede. I love this card. I cracked it in my Aetherdrift box. For 1 and 2 green, artifact vehicle, 5/5 body, trample. Each other vehicle and creature you control enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it if its mana value is 4 or less. Otherwise, it enters with 3 additional +1/+1 counters on it. Crew 3. The reason why I like this card because all those small creatures get +1/+1. Not bad. And it's a counter which can be moved. And if you have the Ozolith, it can be put on the Ozolith later. Otherwise, if his mana value is 5 or higher, you got a bigger body. +3/+3 with encounters. Oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah. So if you play this with Teval the balance scale, it comes in as a 7/7. No, actually, sorry. Comes in as a 5/5. My bad. Moving on to Insidious Roots for black and a green. It's an enchantment. Creature tokens you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. That's great with the zombie druid tokens that you make with Teval. You turn them into mana dorks. And ultimately cast a Ensanguinate or a Torment of Hellfire later on, like a big X spell. Whenever 1 or more creature cards leave your graveyard, create an 0/1 green plant creature token, then put a +1/+1 counter on each plant you control. So not only does it make your tokens mana dorks, you can also create mana dorks and make it a 1/2. Why not? And actually boost the power of those plants every time you have a creature leave the graveyard. You're going to be doing this anyway. Teval, this balance scale is just a nice, obvious type of commander to create value from your library, graveyard to battlefield. That's what Sultai does. Moving on to the summary. Thank you for watching this episode of Teval the Balance Scale. I think it's an awesome commander, Sultai colors. If you never played with Sultai, I recommend it. It's a good feeling to learn how to create value from your library, graveyard to the battlefield. One reason why reanimation effects are powerful because you got to play that creature probably at a lower price, and there's a bunch of cards that just put creatures from your library to your graveyard or from your hand to your graveyard, and you're just transferring and making it more efficient to play. It's a great way to cheat bigger and powerful creatures onto the battlefield at a lower rate and on curve. Thanks for watching.